Here we go. Yes. Oh, we've already got some rain chat. I guess I'll see that eventually. Uh, well, I guess well, a lot of things are pretty much the same in terms of I'm doing the two movie weekend. It seems like the best game plan when a lot of other events are just not happening. One red box and then one from the video store near my workplace. The red box movie was Trauma Center starring Bruce Willis, and I saw the reviews on Redbox after I've watched it, and they said it was a Die Hard in the hospital. Well, I get bored. I get annoyed with everybody wanting to compare thrillers to Die Hard. In fact, I tried to do that too when I was still in college, where I said the movie Passenger 57 was a Die Hard on a plane. Oh no, wait a minute. There was another Die Hard movie that was a Die Hard on the plane. The second one! Uh, but no, I still like Bruce Willis in it. I like thrillers, and I like how Redbox movies are cheap. And then the other one was Arachnophobia, because after finishing Harold and Kumar movies, I said I need to move on to things that I would more than likely enjoy. I just wanted to understand Harold and Kumar, and now that's three. Yeah, John Goodman works for me. I didn't see much of John Goodman in this movie until the second half, but he was welcome as comic relief as the exterminator. So I ended up understanding really well why he was listed third in the cast, even though it was a Jeff Daniels vehicle. And there's probably going to be some more that I will be getting that he's in pretty soon, because when I was last at the video store, I said, do you have these four movies? I don't want them all right now, but this saves me time later on asking if you have them. And yes, they have all four. So yay for that. He's good at playing the everyman. So what's not to like on being an everyman? And I remember saying when Roseanne was on in prime time that couldn't watch it for a while. And of course he was in that. That's what made him a star. And then I said I liked it and didn't like it for the same reason. I could relate to it all too well because being from working class family, it was nice that they had a realistic show about that instead of the fantasy families. So there we go, the entertainment. I had seen an online article about how there's a nationwide coin shortage, I guess, due to the virus and people hoarding. And then when I was at a holiday gas station, they said the same thing. And then I made a comment about how, I guess I can do my part. I had been waiting to turn in change for a while because the big bank I was at was still had lobby closed to the public, but I also bank with a credit union thanks to my car loan. They were open, so I turned in my change there, even though more than a third of it was pennies. No love for pennies. So we do our part. I know that was about the National Recovery Act during the recession too. Yep, history major, got to throw that one in there. Yes, that was a big. There was a big schedule that I had for Errand Drain this weekend. That was just one of five things that I ended up doing. And outside that credit union, there was a flower statue. I guess because it's in Roseville, it was probably meant to be a rose. And it seems like everybody has their own statue series, and that at least goes back to the Charlie Brown statues they had in St. Paul, maybe even before then. And then I went to J.C. Penney at Rosedale Mall to get more shirts for the office. They had one there as well. So it's like, okay. And then I like doing Canadian Days in Little Canada weekend festival, the town I lived in for the first year in the Twin Cities. They're still selling buttons. Won't be much of a festival this year, but I kind of expected that. I guess they're still doing the 5K run and their big car parade. But the button doesn't get me pancakes or a bagpipe band from Thunder Bay, Canada, or corn on the cob. Yeah, it's the era that we live in, I guess, which also explains why I'm doing this virtually. I know that I sometimes get Facebook messages from people I know, but not too often. This weekend, there was one that came in like 1 a.m. Saturday from my cousin in suburban Milwaukee. And it's like, oh, what happened? Did somebody die? because it seems to be the only time that I sometimes see family, that or weddings. No, she wanted to know the name of the camp we went to when we were kids. It's like, oh, okay. I knew the answer. We were Presbyterian, and the church camps in Iowa had alliteration names. So, of course, the founder Presbyterian Church was John Knox, and they called it Knox Knolls. Methodist camp was called Wesley Woods, since the Wesley brothers founded the Methodist Church. And she said she had some good times at that camp. Well, more so than me, because I got bullied everywhere I went, including by not letting me to do that camp. So that was really weird. She couldn't remember the name of the camp, but said she had a really nice time there. And I could also remember the name of the camp's boss, too, and she couldn't. And I remember my mom telling me when I called her one time that the camp boss died of cancer. And it's like, oh, well, I guess she must have thought it was important to tell me. And no, I did not tell my cousin. I planned on doing that in my comedy material. I think it's pretty much expected now that anything they say to me is fair game. Like the last time I happened to see her in person in November at my uncle's funeral in a small town in southern Iowa, and her husband wanted to make a reference to a pee bottle. And it's like, yeah, he brought that up, not me, but I'm a man and I know what it's for. I think it was in reference to I was good at not having to make that many stops. Well, I'm just efficient on making stops, where I try to do everything in one stop if I can, and that means rest areas are not preferred because all you can do is really go to the bathroom there. You really can't get much food or gas there. So yeah, convenience store. Oh, cleanup. Yeah, I got motivated to do that because there were some things I wanted to find in boxes that I taped up from a job I got laid off from over 2 years ago. And I had to be curious on, hey, was it still there? Yes, many things I found. And one of them was a scale model semi-truck with the Walgreens name on it. And yeah, I know I like shopping at Walgreens. I think that's the best evidence of it. I know my then lady friend sent me a postcard from Delaware when she went to visit her sister, and she said, we stopped at your favorite store. And it's like, yeah, I guess I'll give you that one. I don't know if I had that semi when I was dating her. If I moved it to the office, there was a good chance that I moved it there, so then she wouldn't have a hissy fit about what I was buying and didn't tell her about. Yeah, she was really paranoid about things. I guess I'll just leave it at that. I think that says enough right there. And on my walks, I mean, I've been going to pretty much the same places passing by them, even if I don't go in. And there's a Family Dollar in my neighborhood, in a strip mall just across the street. And they just closed for the night. And then I saw a lady that was knocking on the door and said that she wanted to go in and buy a cemetery flower. And then she said to the employee, have a heart. And it's like, I never worked in retail, but I know this much. When it's time for me to go home at the end of my shift, I just want to go home. So I can understand why they left the doors closed. I guess there was one time in college that I felt that way when I was a janitor at the nursing building, University of Iowa. People were knocking on the door after I locked the doors. I didn't feel like letting them in, and I didn't have to either. As the saying goes, it's my prerogative. And other things that I found from the cleanup. I know that since I do comedy and some people are familiar with these performers, I might as well show them. And I don't know why I've held on to this for so long, because this is even before I did stand-up. I think I found it in suburban Chicago, and I left there 16 years ago. It was related to doing call center work, that I know. It says telephone behavior, and I knew it was British because the way they spell behavior, and that also looks like a Monty Python actor comedian, probably John Cleese. It's from 1986. Oh, and the other weird thing that I found when I was doing cleanup from all those boxes from the office, a puzzle piece when they decided to change the name of the company from GE to Synchrony. And they said, the most important piece is you. Yeah, not anymore because they laid me off. So now that I've done the joke, I guess I should drop puzzle piece, because what good does one puzzle piece do if I can't snap it in place with a big jigsaw puzzle? So I guess that'll do it for me. Thank you, all been great.
Yay!